So I got a video response from a guy who calls himself Representing Truth about my gay marriage challenge. Now, in the video, he did not exactly address my challenge. He basically, when presented with having to defend the anti-gay marriage stance on the basis of something other than the Bible, he simply said, well, would you ask the Supreme Court to rule without the Constitution, and would you this, would you that, which is irrelevant. The Constitution has the force of law. Your own personal interpretation of morality is not shared by everybody. So if your only argument is, well, the Bible says so, then I can say, okay, by my lights, you have no good argument. And the process stalls at that. Not even amongst the religious is your particular view shared. So he then goes on to pose a question to me, and he gives me an ultimatum that I'm supposed to answer it within a week, which I just happen to have the time right now, so I'm doing it. Otherwise, I wouldn't really care to hold anybody else's arbitrary timetables about making video responses, if I even make them at all. So he asked me, what would I think if we took, basically polygamy, but we had, multiple men and multiple women in all sorts of homosexual and bisexual relationships? He gives the example, he starts out with the example of a man wanting to marry a woman and another man, and that woman wanting to marry another woman, and so 4 people and added on. And he basically says that, if I say I don't agree with this, then, well, I'm being bigoted against, gay people or bisexual people or whatever, and that I'm not willing to grant them their rights. And if I do agree, then it will expose the slippery slope that you're leading us all down. Now, it's never a good idea to state openly and beforehand what fallacy you're going to invoke if a person responds a certain way. A slippery slope is a fallacy. But my actual opinion is, look, let's get straight what we're talking about here. We're talking about the actions between consenting adults. In theory, I don't really have a problem with the scenario you're laying out. I don't think it would work. I don't think it has any legal footing. I don't think that it would work out socially between the actual people involved. But again, what is the problem? Your personal distaste, ooh, that's icky, is not an argument. Personal opinions are irrelevant when you're talking about contracts between consenting adults. It just goes right back to my original challenge. What do you actually have against this? Oh no, what would the paperwork be like? First of all, I don't know, because that's not my area of expertise. I could ask you all sorts of questions you wouldn't be able to answer, but if your only argument is, well, that would be a paperwork nightmare, then by my lights, you have no argument. Present an actual argument. You're just grasping at straws. What slippery slope you have now. No, present an actual argument of how this would damage society, and then I'll listen. Don't just sit there and say, if this happens, then calamity will ensue. That holds no weight. You actually have to present a reasoned, plausible argument, or don't bother. I'm not interested in hearing what you think might be the consequences of it.